In the northern reaches of ancient Greece, where rugged mountains met restless winds and horses thundered across rocky plains, a child was born who would one day change the shape of the known world. His name was Alexander, son of King Philip II of Macedon and Queen Olympias. From the moment of his birth, stories swirled around him like omens carried on the wind. Some said lightning had struck the palace the night he was born, others that Olympias had dreamed of a great lion entering her womb. Whether myth or memory, one truth was clear: Alexander was never meant to live an ordinary life. As a young boy in the Macedonian court, Alexander showed both brilliance and intensity. He was not like other children of royalty who indulged in comfort and leisure. Instead, he was restless, always asking questions that unsettled even the most learned tutors. His father, King Philip II, was a warrior king who had transformed Macedon into a powerful military state. He expected greatness from his son, but also discipline. To ensure Alexander's mind was as sharp as his future sword, Philip summoned the greatest teacher in the known world, Aristotle. Under Aristotle's guidance, Alexander studied philosophy, science, medicine, geography, and literature. He learned about Homer's Iliad, and he admired Achilles, the legendary warrior who sought eternal glory. Alexander began to see himself reflected in those ancient heroes. Yet Aristotle also taught him logic, moderation, and the importance of governance. One of the most famous stories of Alexander's youth reveals the essence of his character. A wild horse named Bucephalus had been brought to King Philip. No one could tame the beast. It reared violently at every rider, and the king declared it useless. Alexander, still a teenager, watched carefully. He noticed something others had missed: the horse was afraid of its own shadow. Turning it toward the sun, he approached calmly and spoke softly. Then, in one fluid motion, he mounted it. The horse surged forward, but Alexander held firm, guiding it with balance rather than force. When Philip II was assassinated, Alexander was only 20 years old. Some believed the young king would fail. Others thought the empire would fracture under his inexperience. But Alexander acted swiftly. He secured the throne, eliminated rival claimants, and crushed rebellion in Greece. The city-states that once resisted Macedon learned quickly that the new king was not weak. Yet Alexander did not rule only with fear. He carried vision. He inherited his father's plan: invade the mighty Persian Empire, the greatest power of the East. But Alexander's ambitions went further. He did not simply want to defeat Persia, he wanted to reshape the world. In 334 BCE, Alexander crossed the Hellespont with an army of about 40,000 soldiers. Before stepping onto Asian soil, he reportedly threw a spear into the ground, claiming the land as Spear-won territory. His first major victory came at the Battle of Granicus, where he defeated Persian forces and established his dominance in Asia Minor. City after city fell, some through battle, others through surrender. Alexander was both feared and admired. In 333 BCE, Alexander faced King Darius III of Persia at Issus. The Persian army was massive compared to Alexander's forces. Yet battlefield brilliance mattered more than numbers. Alexander led a bold charge directly toward Darius himself. The Persian king, overwhelmed by the ferocity of the attack, fled the battlefield. This victory shattered Persian morale and elevated Alexander's reputation as an unstoppable force. Among the spoils of war were members of Darius's family. Instead of mistreating them, Alexander reportedly treated them with respect, a decision that surprised both allies and enemies.